love animals? I hope your answer is yes, because today I will show you animals saving people's lives or keeping them from harm that were caught on camera. This crook had almost successfully completed robbing this house and was on his way to escape when suddenly two huge guard dogs attacked him. This cat became famous in a small town in Russia. She was living in the apartment building doorway, and all the residents of the building were feeding her. The cat would sleep there in its little bed. One time, in January 2015, one of the residents of the house came out to feed the cat and was shocked when they saw the cat wrapped around this little child in order to keep him warm. Doctors said that the child wouldn't have survived the night if the cat hadn't kept it warm. What if I told you that a cat saved a child from two alligators? You probably wouldn't believe it. But take a look how this cat scares away these two alligators.
He's ready. He's playing with it. Wow. Alligator's scared. Holy cow. Whoa.
Sneaky foxes are always looking for something to steal. This time the fox was trying to grab a chicken. But the guard dog ran out and scared the fox away. This woman tries to slap her child with a slipper. I guess the kid did something that he wasn't supposed to do, but the dog runs in to help the little kid. It's more proof that a dog is indeed the best friend for people. This happened in the forest. There was bad cell phone connection, and it was impossible to explain to firefighters how to get to the fire. But this dog ran out on the road and led the firefighters to the right location. As a result, the firefighters were able to arrive on time. This happened in a dangerous area in a U.S. city. The robber was able to enter inside and pointed his gun at the man. The dog suddenly jumped out from under the table, grabbed the gun, and then started to bite the robber, forcing him to flee. Here's another thief that was very close to robbing this store. When the robber got behind the counter, the dog grabs the gun out of his hands and attacks the thief. In this next video, the owner of this dog decided to test the dog on how it would react if he started to drown. So he jumped in the swimming pool and started acting like he was drowning. The dog jumped in and swam towards him and guided him outside the pool. This little girl was riding her bike when suddenly a dog attacks her and bites her leg. But this cat runs outside, attacks the dog, and forces the dog to withdraw. That's all for now. Please subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.
Like a diamond in regarded as man's best friend, dogs hold a special place in many people's hearts. It can seem impossible to put a price on those happy wagging tails, those cute little paws, and those little wet noses. However, for people who don't want to settle for less than the perfect pooch, you'd better be prepared to part with no small amount of cash. We'll show you the most expensive dog breeds in the world. Your dog may be able to fetch your newspaper and slippers, but can it press the subscribe button? Probably not, so go ahead and press it yourself. Saluki. The Saluki can look rather distinguished, and it should, since it has the honor of being one of the oldest breeds of dog in the world. They can trace their lineage back to as early as 329 BC. Salukis have even been depicted on Egyptian tombs and were so valued that they were often mummified along with their royal or wealthy owners. Sort of a dubious honor, to be honest. They were bred to be sight hounds, meaning they use their keen eyesight to hunt prey. Their long legs allow them to quickly take down foxes, rabbits, and even gazelles. Salukis, like other sight hounds, work alone since no human could keep up with them. The Guinness Book of World Records claims that they are the fastest breed of dog and can run up to 42.8 miles per hour. Not only are they fast, but because their feet are heavily padded, they have a lot of stamina as well. They tend to be fiercely independent and can be aloof with strangers. Naturally, they need a lot of stimulation to prevent them from becoming bored, especially if you don't want them running off looking for gazelles. A Saluki pup can cost you around $2,500. Peruvian Inca Orchid. We promise that this creature is actually a dog and not El Chupacabra. The Peruvian Inca Orchid, also known as the Peruvian hairless dog, is one of the few species of hairless dogs in the world. There are different varieties, and some do actually have fur, but in Peru, breeders prefer their pups to be completely fuzz-free. Although they have the word Inca right there in their name, these dogs actually predate the Incan culture and were depicted on Moche pottery in 750 AD. But Incans did love these dogs as well, and even believed that their urine and feces held healing powers. These dogs are known to be intelligent, but getting your owner to praise you instead of scold you for using the carpet as a toilet is pretty ingenious. It was also thought that their warmth could treat conditions such as respiratory infections and arthritis. These dogs were bred to be sight hounds like the Saluki, however they are generally friendly and affectionate with their families. They're quite lively and alert and often behave protectively towards family members, especially children. To get one of these unique-looking dogs for your own, you're looking at spending about $3,000, but just think of all that money you'll save on brushes. Azawak. While these dogs were bred to hunt, they generally spend their days guarding livestock in West Africa now. The Azawak is named for the Azawak Valley in West Africa, and they come from the South Sahara and the Sahel zone. These thin, long-legged dogs resemble greyhounds or Salukis, but they have a very distinct gait that appears to be almost feline. Their light, unique gait is a breed characteristic that truly makes them stand out from the pack. They're not quite as fast as the Saluki, but can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Unlike other African dog breeds, the Azawak is available to purchase in Canada and the United States, although you're not getting one for cheap. However, you do get a wide variety of color choices, including red, blue fawn, and black. Of course, you'll still have to pay about $3,000 if you want your own, and you'll want to budget in some cash for a dog walker because these dogs need a lot of exercise. They also love their humans and other dogs and feel their best when they're part of a pack. Akita. If you prefer cute and fluffy over long and lean, look no further than the Akita. This working breed comes from the mountainous northern region of Japan. There are actually two different types of Akita, the Japanese Akita or the Akita Inu, and the American Akita. In the United States and Canada, these two strains are considered a single breed with differences in type, but in other countries they're considered different dogs. You might recognize one famous Akita, Hachiko, who captured all of our hearts when he kept a constant 9-year vigil at a train station, waiting for his master to come home. No, we're not crying, just a piece of dog fur in the eye. During World War II, American soldiers were so impressed with the Akita that they brought them back to the U.S. This is when the Japanese and American Akitas began to diverge. These dogs are notoriously loyal, however they can be quite stubborn and dominant, so require a lot of training. An in-demand Akita can fetch up to $4,500 in price. Rottweiler. These dogs may be expensive, but the Rottweiler is a breed that isn't afraid of hard work. In addition to being used as police dogs, they are used as guide dogs, search and rescue dogs, and to pull carts in modern times. Historically, the Rottweiler was a herding breed and is actually thought to be one of the oldest herding dogs. However, their origin is not well documented. It's thought that the modern Rottweiler can trace its lineage back to dogs found in ancient Rome. They were eventually named after the German town Rottweil, where they drove cattle to market and protected livestock from bandits and predators. These dogs are natural guardians and are known to be protective of their families. Around people they know and love, however, they usually tend to act like lapdogs despite their size. If you want a high-quality Rottweiler from a reputable breeder, don't be surprised if you end up paying at least $2,500 or up to $6,000 depending on the bloodline. In addition, these dogs can have many health problems and are on the nationwide pet insurance's list of breeds with the highest insurance claims. So just make sure vet bills and pet health insurance is also in your budget. We know you love dogs, but how much do you actually know about them? One rare and expensive breed is the Pharaoh Hound, but recently DNA testing has revealed something very strange about these dogs. What is it? Keep watching to find out. Tibetan Mastiff. Although early records of Tibetan Mastiffs weren't very well kept, we have learned some interesting facts about these dogs via science. A mitogenome study showed that the Tibetan Mastiff lineage diverged from gray wolves about 58,000 years ago. A similar study showed that these dogs are related to the Great Pyrenees, Bernese Mountain Dog, Rottweiler, and St. Bernard. In fact, it's likely that these large and fluffy breeds descended from the Tibetan Mastiff. They were bred to protect livestock from fearsome predators such as wolves, leopards, bears, and tigers. Today's Tibetan Mastiffs are still excellent guard dogs and like to keep an eye on their surroundings. Naturally, a dog that can take down a bear doesn't come cheap, and you can expect to spend around $2,000 for a high-quality puppy. However, there are many stories of people spending far more than that to get one with a special feature, such as the man who spent $2 million on a red Tibetan Mastiff puppy. Standing up to 33 inches tall and weighing up to 160 pounds when full grown, these dogs definitely aren't suited for apartment living. So make sure you have a big yard for your new pet.